the heathen nations that have
Shalom, shalom. I would first like to begin our lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, or Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops at Great Millstone, who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, this 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways. The Akim, as well as you sisters out there listening and learning. The Aqua, to you also, I'll say Shalom. It is your brother, Ratchet Zakabar, back up with another lesson through the Spirit. And in tonight's lesson, I'm going to be talking about this graphic that's on the screen right now. And it says the United States is ranked as the #1 country with the most serial killers, man. It says in the caption, the United States leads the world in documented serial killer cases, account for 66.2% of the 5,454 known cases globally. It says worldwide, at least 95 countries have recorded one or more serial killers. Researchers note that this does not necessarily mean these crimes only happen in certain places, but that detection, reporting systems, media coverage, and law enforcement tracking play a major role in what gets documented. You can look at this in one of two ways. You could look at it in a sense that, like how I just read, it's being reported more in America and stuff like that. And on the flip side, it's the fact that this land is completely wicked and filled with wickedness, right? Because it's not to say that these other countries aren't dangerous, because we know that they are. But the level of it in the United States may be a little bit different, especially how things are viewed, how things are shown, right? How things are marketed and pushed. I've been saying there's a lot of the things that are shown on social media, shown in the news, shown online and stuff like that. It's become more and more, well, it's become less and less it's made people become desensitized, is what I'm trying to say. So like I'm reset in my mind, I guess done left me now. I hate when it happens, man. Thinking about a precept, you can't think of what I was just about to pull out. It just completely left my mind. But we know that this is the land of the wicked, man. There's no question about that. There's things going on in the streets now. Things going on in the streets now, man, that are showing us that this is Babylon the Great. The agendas that they push, right? desensitized. There we go. Somebody help us. Shit. I couldn't even think of it. This even goes into judgment, man. But we know that there's a lot of wicked souls and wicked people out there. The book of Matthew 24, verse 12, it says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Right? It says in the NLT, sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. You could go on Twitter, you could go on Instagram, any of these social media networks or platforms nowadays, and you could quite literally see someone being murdered, being killed, being put to death, man. Same with on shows now, right? You can go and see a whole bunch of gory things, and it shouldn't be like that, right? And it even goes to show, they have a lot of, let me read this verse. Malachi 1:4, "Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever." You got to think about it like this too, man. Even with, it goes into predictive programming as well. With the things that they show us online, show us on the internet and stuff like that, man. You have a group of people Well, let me say it like this. You have many shows out there nowadays now that will tell the life story of a serial killer over here. And it's really become glorified in America. Right now, I can even attest to a show I'm watching right now called Cross. It's with a Jake. It's on Prime Video, and I want to say Stars, maybe. No, it's on Prime Video. It's on Prime, Amazon Prime. It's a pretty good show. They just came out with the second season, I want to say this week. Now another one of my shows is supposed to be coming out too. I think Power Force just came out with a second part. It's a few other shows that's coming out. Anyways, this show in the first season, there was a lot of serial killing going on, and there was a guy who he would take people who looked like serial killers, would dress them up and make them appear to be like that serial killer, do whatever alterations he had to do in order to make them look like that, and then he would kill them. Like stuff like that, they've made it to where that type of lifestyle has been glorified through the shows, documentaries, and stuff like that. It's not supposed to be like that. Isaiah 5:20 says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter," right? Because you have people out there, man, they look up to these people. They look up to the wickedness. Even when, they had all that, this had to been like, this was 2022, around that time. I remember everybody was getting into like the little Jeffrey Dahmer series and stuff like that. And I had watched the first episode with my friends. I'm like, man, I can't get into it. I can't get into this. Like, I didn't enjoy watching the show. The shit was too weird for me, man. It's just, I didn't like it. And he was another serial killer that was famous. He would do things to the LGBT community, or he'll do things to the alphabet people, the ABC people, man. That's what I call them. But he was doing stuff to them and targeting them specifically. But in that first episode, it was what's her name, Niecy Nash. Yeah, Niecy Nash was his neighbor. He had invited her over, and he was talking about giving her a sandwich or something like that. Like, this nigga was making sandwiches out of human meat and stuff. It was disgusting. That, and the fact that he was on some old fruitcake shit, I really could not watch that show. I did not like it. I was like, just off the simple fact of that, I knew I wasn't going to enjoy it. We have a lot of people that put evil for good and evil for good and good for evil is what I'm saying, man. Right? And of course, if you're striving to be righteous, it's just a balance, man. You're not going to enjoy or look at the things that are wicked as being good, right? Or even profitable. It's going to be vexing to you. And that's just what comes with being in the truth, honestly. I always bring this up, though, concerning America, because with any country that's outside of America, they want to make them seem like they want to. It's really just propaganda at the end of the day, and it's not like this is anything new. They portray an image of other countries as being very dangerous or being threats or anything of that nature, when in actuality, America themselves are the worst of them all. It says, Psalm 55:9 says in the NLT, "Consume them, Lord, and frustrate their plans, for I see violence and conflict in the city. Its walls are patrolled day and night against invaders. But the real danger is wickedness within the city," man, right? This goes into as well, man. You know, it don't be safe out there, bro. Out in these streets, and it's going to continue to be like that. It's going to start getting worse and worse as we near shit hitting a fan and societal collapse, right? A lot of these, like we say, independent women, and even men too, independent women are not going to be safe out there. When there's no police force or nothing like that, and shit goes to hell, it's going to be very bad for a lot of people, bro. It says everything is falling apart. Threats and cheating are rampant in the streets, right? So the real thing is that there's wickedness in these streets, man. Wickedness in these streets that's going on. It's not safe. I try and tell people, man, be aware of your surroundings, right? And that goes into another part of why we're misanthropes, why we hate society. Because we know there are a lot of wicked and weird people out here who don't have good intentions, right? You have to be conscious of that. Everyone does not have your best interest, and they don't have your best interest in mind. I want to say that's how the saying goes. Your best interest at heart. There we go. Because there are people who don't care. They have nothing to lose, right? As I was mentioning in my lesson last night, Ecclesiastes 39:28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. They don't need anything to snap off. It's just like that. I want to get the definition of a serial killer. It says a serial killer is typically defined as an individual who murders 3 or more people over a period of time, which, if you all know, I could just take an educated guess as to what demographic makes up the majority of the ones in America. It says a serial killer is typically defined as an individual who deletes 3 or more people over a period of time, with a cooling off period between the killings. And you know, there are a lot that are not even documented or are not even known at the moment, right? So that number is a lot bigger than what it really seems, right? You have people like this, the Green River. Oh no, not him. The Zodiac. The Zodiac Killer is a pseudonym of an unidentified serial killer who deleted at least 5 people in the San Francisco Bay Area between December 68 and October 69. The Zodiac attacked 3 couples and a cab driver in Benicia, Vallejo, unincorporated Napa County, in the city of San Francisco. There's actually a video that's been circulating around recently, talking about what they look for in their victims, and they say a lot of them they look and see if a father is built up or seems like he can defend his family or himself, and it doesn't really matter. And they have the Golden State Killer, which they just ended up finding this dude. The person who actually was writing a book on this, at the time they hadn't found her. She ended up being killed while she was making this. Let me read this real quick. It says, I'll be going in the dark is a posthumously, which is pretty much something that's released after somebody passes. Published true crime book by Michelle McNamara about her obsessive investigation into the Golden State Killer, a serial rapist and murderer who terrorized California in the 70s and 80s. The book, a blend of memoir, investigative journalism, and true crime, details her search for the killer, who she dubbed the Golden State Killer, and was published in 2018, 2 months before the killer was identified and arrested. It became a modern classic, praised for its unique perspective, compelling storytelling, and its role in bringing the decades-old case to a close. I don't know if she might have been killed. I can't remember, but she died like before they ended up finding like who the dude was. Yeah, see, it was something into her death though. Like it was something that was going on. It says accidental drug overdose, but it was what's the word I'm looking for? It was something more than that, pretty much is what I'm saying. Let me think of something else. Psalm 73. And let's get 3. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. It says they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. On my point, therefore pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than heart can wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Right? And I could even get Proverbs, the 4th chapter. Proverbs 4:14, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of an evil man. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the breath of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path, that's what I wanted to pull out. There's another one in this. Okay. I'm gonna get this real quick and then I'm gonna close it off. Revelation 22:11 says, "He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last." So anyone that's committing these heinous acts, heinous crimes, it's always going to be brought out to light, man. And they're going to have to sit in front of the judge, Yahushua, and receive their judgment, man. And so they're going to be dealt with accordingly, as it says. So notice wasn't anything too long, Israel, but nonetheless, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. God, Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Archach, Kudash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone who tell me the truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel. Shalom. And as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom, Israel.